what's up? This is Miyamaka, and I am here with a message for you guys today. Kind of just something that I think that I need to go over, and something that I think a lot of people need to hear. So, I know I say that a lot, but I think that this is um, I think this is a really big issue in kind of society today, as well as kind of just in the group of people, like just people in general. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. All right. So, I know that there's like a lot of people who don't believe in themselves, or they ask how to feel accepted or how to be accepted, how to you know find who you are, and how to be loved, how to be included, how to find yourself. I guess I don't know. I just said the same thing like 20 different times, but if any of those kind of hint onto what you're wondering or how you're feeling or where you're at, this is the video for you. Um, I would just like to say that it really does just start with you. And I know that people say that, but I'm going to kind of explain that more. I'm not just going to sit here and be like, just be you. Like, I know that it's hard. I know that it's not exactly the easiest thing to go up and be different, to act different, to do something most people don't do. It's hard. It's a challenge. Um, and of course, the sad thing about this whole thing is that most of the time when people nowadays try to do this or try to be them, that's not 100% on this path, on this line of what exactly everyone wants. A lot of people just discriminate against them, and they end up just kind of going back into this little shell that they were in. And that's, at a certain point, you kind of just have to breathe and realize that you're not gonna be happy if you follow this straight line, this little path that everyone wants you to go down. They don't know you. They don't know what you want. They don't know who you are. So why would you let someone define that? Why would you let someone choose that for you? That's not their place. That's not what they get to do. And as much as people think that that's kind of how it works, that certain people get to tell you how to act, or certain people get to tell you what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, um, it's ultimately you. It's your life. It's what you want to do. Um, and I think that next time you're scared to do something because you're worried that someone's going to judge you, you're honestly going to regret it so much if you don't. And that's kind of the thing that I struggled with. That's where I was at. I had a lot of I had a really hard time accepting who I was and accepting who I am, because I'm a little bit different, because I'm not exactly the football jock who is into sports and um, is all about getting with the next girl. That's just not me. That's not who I am, and that's totally okay if that's you. But it's it's a problem when you try to change yourself to fit into that. To Because here's the thing: if you change yourself to fit a group, ultimately you're just sliding in for a little. It's not going to work out. You wonder why people don't have friendships for a long time. You want to know why people can't maintain friendships and why people lose people so quickly. It's because they try to fit themselves into something that nobody ever can. It's just too high of an expectation to keep that up. You can't just change yourself. And as much as you want to, and as much as you think that you can't, because this is who you are. And you're a beautiful person. You're a beautiful human being, and you were made the way you were for a reason. You came out for a reason, the way that you are. Doesn't matter what other people think. It really ultimately doesn't, because the fact is that if you're having a good time and you're just smiling and doing what makes you happy, I mean, first of all, as much as people don't show it, it does gain a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for people that do that, for people who just put themselves out there, I mean, yes, I personally can think it's a little weird. Of course I can. You know, everyone has their opinion, but that doesn't mean that you should just go beat them up about it. Give them a half five. Say, hey, dude, you're doing a great job. You know, you're doing you, and that's the most important thing you can do. You can't you can't bring someone down because they're being them. That's terrible. And I don't know if I've kind of made this point in other videos, and I probably have, but you know what? It's just one of those things that I need to rant about right now. Is that there's so many people that just think that, you know, they're not loved and accepted. You don't want to know why? Because you're not being you. You're not acting like yourself. You know, the right people will make you feel loved. The right people will be there for you if you just be you. You know, I've never kind of understood what the logic of people when it comes to this. You know, like, why would you change yourself so you can be with a group that, yes, they might have a nice face. I mean, they might be have get like that many more likes on Instagram, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, to to be honest, it's that's not gonna affect you in 30 years. If you find a group of people that brings you up despite who you are or what you are, that doesn't laugh at you when you try to do something, they laugh with you, not at you, that makes you feel like a better person for being yourself. You don't have to change yourself for this. You don't have to change yourself. And I promise you that I went down that same road, and I regret so much that I missed out on, because I was trying to be the cool kid. I was trying to be the kid that, you know, everyone wanted me to be. That's what I did, and I know that's what a lot of people do. And I missed out on so many opportunities because of that, and I don't want to see that happen to other people. I don't want to see people be scared because they're worried and then lose the opportunity, because that's something I'm going to regret for the rest of my life. Um, you just have to be you. And as scary as it is, as hard as it is, it's the right thing, and I promise you. You don't want to get yourself caught up in this act, and you don't want to have in the back of your mind knowing, how long can I hold this up? How long can I do this? How long will I be able to make myself cool for these people? How long will I be able to be accepted? You know, it doesn't go away when you find these group of people. You still worry about it. And I know that because that's exactly what I did. I put myself in that, and I was in the back of my mind all the time. I was filtering everything I said. And I found a group of people that makes me feel accepted for me. And I don't put up this act anymore. And you know what? It is the best thing one of the best decisions I've ever made, to be me, to do me. And you know what? Yes, my best friends think half the stuff I do is really weird, but you know what? They're there for me and they support me. They're not gonna leave. They're not gonna judge, because they know that I'm a good person. And I don't care if that sounds cocky. I try to be the best person I can be. I try to be a loving person, and um, I might say it's something that takes it too far, or I might say something that's a little bit weird. But you know what? At the end of the day, I still care, and I know that's who I am. Not this jerk that brings people down because I'm insecure about myself. And I know that I do that sometimes as a joke. I know, and I know that I always, this is one of my things though, I always make sure that, like, who I'm joking with is someone that I know is okay with it. If I see any doubt, if there's any slight doubt in my mind that it's affecting them or hurting them, I stop right away. Because I've done that. I've also lived through that side too. And you know, it's different when it's someone that you're close with. It's different when it's someone that you is smiling and laughing about it and saying the same things back. Like, that's, you know that. And when you could sit down and have a conversation with them and say, am I actually hurting you, or am I actually making you feel bad about yourself? You know, that shows a lot. You know, someone did that to me, and that completely changed my perspective on that person. I mean, I thought that they were just a mean person, and I judged them wrong, you know, and that wasn't my place to judge them. You know, but the point is, I'm kind of just going off track with that. But the point is that you will be loved for being yourself. And as much doubt as you haven't tried it yet. You haven't tried, and even if it's not the group that you were expecting, it's gonna be the group that makes you happy. And I cannot stress that enough, that you're doing the right thing for yourself. I promise you. I know it's not going to be just a one day quick thing, but start bringing up these things. And if these people that you call your friends start giving you weird looks and start talking bad about you, they're not friends. And that's just a waste of their time. It's a waste of your time. It's not something you want to invest your time in. Time is a precious thing, and you only get so much of it. And so you have to be careful about who you give that time to and who you invest your time into. Because if it's the wrong person, it's a mistake. And you're going to get your hopes up, and then you're going to just go down this path where you start feeling worse and worse about yourself. You know, you love yourself as much as you give the love to yourself. If you give yourself someone that treats you like crap, guess what? You don't, I mean, honestly, most of the time it's someone who doesn't feel very highly about themselves, you know? And the first thing you got to do is love yourself and treat yourself with respect. And then the people who are supposed to do the same, who will do the same thing to you, will come right around. And I promise you, this isn't just me making this up. This is something that I know from experience. This is something that I want to warn anyone who's going down this path, who is making this decision right now. I want you to think about it, and I want you to know that you can just be yourself. You should just be yourself. You're a beautiful human being. And you know what? People might laugh, and people might think you're weird, and people might not even like you, but you know what? That's their loss. Because if you're doing you, that's all you can do. That's the right thing. You know what's the point of putting on this act when you have so much to live up to? You're such a high person. You're such a respectable person, you know? So that's just kind of my view on that. Just kind of advice about why you should be yourself, why you don't need to be afraid to be yourself. And if I can get this message across to one person who's watching this, I've done something right, and I've put my time into something that I think is special, and I think that I'm doing a good thing. And please feel free to, I put my Instagram in, and maybe in like 3 years when I watch this video, Instagram's not popular or whatever, but I mean, I'll find a way to contact you if you really need me to, and I will find a way to do it at some point. If I'm still doing this, if I'm still on here, which I hope to God I am. I love this channel. I love doing this. This is what I love to do. The reason why I feel so comfortable doing it now is because I'm doing me. I'm not putting on an act of something that I'm not. I'm speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from something that matters to me, something that I care about. And that's something I'm passionate about. That's something I want to do. And so, if you guys have any questions or anything, any advice, anything you need, I will try my best to get to you. And if not, I reach out to someone, find someone, do the right thing for yourself. Love yourself. Because you only get one you. And you hating yourself doesn't change you. As much as you want it to, it doesn't. So that's kind of my message for you guys today. And I love you all so much. Keep your heads up. You guys are beautiful people. And I will see you next time. This is Miyamaka. Peace out.